What is going on, guys? So today I want to talk a bit about the Bring Me the Horizon Medleys. This includes my initial vision, process, and some of the production methods I use throughout each one. This band is one of my favorites of all time, as they never fail to push genre boundaries, polarizing rock and metal fans around the world. I enjoy every era of their discography, some more than others for sure, though my primary goal with these remixes is to reunite the fan base and evoke feelings of nostalgia. So after Music to Listen To came out, I was pretty impressed and amazed by the overall electronic production and synth work on this album. After I heard the trippy 20-minute choir loop and underground big, I was highly anticipating or imagining some hypnotic breakdown at some point. Thus, I decided to make a metalcore remix of the entire track, taking different sections and carefully adding my own interpretation. Being a longtime fan of the band, everything just kind of started to come together as I discovered a wide range of vocal stems that really helped tie the different components together in unexpected ways. A lot of this medley really came down to analyzing their commonly used tempos and keys, as the key of this one is in E minor, frequently modulating down to B for the heavier sections. So for this one, I just wanted to talk a bit about the drums and percussion. First off, we have the GGG P4 Matt Halpern kit. This is my go-to for really everything. It's really convenient, it sounds great, modern. It only requires just like a little bit of processing to get it up and going. I have them all routed out here. One thing that's really important about mixing drums and percussion is the parallel compression, which I just go hard on, and it really just brings the drums up to like a certain level of just punchiness and aggression. So I find that really reliable. I'm also using this virtual instrument library called Action. This is really for like the heavy orchestral percussion hits. Really something that you would find primarily like in film and video game, television soundtracks. That really just adds drama. So I really like this plugin, the virtual instrument for that matter, which I'm also using one of the presets that's a Tycho Ensemble, which I basically just used for one part right before the big Nihilist blues drop. And I really just did this to add some, I guess like primal aspect to it. And then finally we have the electronic kit, which I've just been using Logic's sampler to kind of push those samples through and organize them pretty well. And which I'm also using the parallel compressor on just to give it some beef. And just, your basic, EQ, compression. Also got like an envelope on the kick to add some more punch. And these samples are taken from a Vengeance library. With the Steal Something medley, in hindsight I'm kind of realizing that this one might be a bit out there, but I think it really emphasizes something that Bring Me the Horizon is widely known for, and that's emotion. The catharsis combined with the post-rock, electronic, and orchestral elements is what really makes them successfully unique. I created this one over a fairly difficult time in my life, and nonetheless it really yielded a cohesive disaster of melancholy and struggle. So for this one I just wanted to talk a bit about the orchestration throughout the medley. I've been using this virtual instrument through Contact that's called String Ensemble Symphony Essentials. It's just my go-to for strings and just really like full and realistic. I don't know, I kind of like based the whole thing around the orchestra. Especially in the beginning, the parts are taken from I Don't Know What to Say, the little orchestral passage. I also used the Japanese koto, which I also, I just really love using Asian instruments and just trying different things all the time. We have like the part from It Never Ends in our right ear, right around the sample from Crucify Me. We also have a little orchestral glockenspiel, which is basically like a bell kit, which, I don't know, really adds like a unique texture, I think, to this part of the song, but I could have used a piano in hindsight, but as a percussionist, maybe I'm just drawn to more, I guess, percussive things. So with virtual therapy, I felt it was really necessary to complete the trilogy of medleys with one that interestingly appeals to their heavier roots. While their older material may lack spectral tightness, maturity, and sense of musicianship compared to their recent work, I really wanted to take their original concepts into something a bit more modern, as if Jordan Fish was in the band the entire time. The process was much more streamlined at the beginning, as I was simply attempting to find ways to connect the riffs and guitar parts before adding adjustments to make the production stand out. For this one, I wanted to talk a bit about the guitar production. I used this plugin called 14 Nameless, which is created by Neural DSP. It's really great in just getting some bitey, aggressive guitar tones. I didn't have the chance to really mess with the IRs on any of these medleys, but I think that can often make a really big difference in the tone. Because I'm really just using, EQ on this, and some of the clean guitars I also used this program called Guitar Rig, which doesn't have the best sounds sometimes, but it's definitely better than using that other plugin I have for clean tones. Something I really like to pay attention to is creating some mono guitar tones versus double tracking everything, because I think things can easily get lost in the stereo mix if they're too far out there. It's really all just about adding contrast to the depth and the entire spectrum. There's not really many vocals, but I figured I'd just find the samples I could to really kind of bring it together. And the first vocal sample I have is when Ollie says move, right in between sleep with one eye open, which I think just adds so much impact when everything stops and it hits. I actually layered the samples from him saying move in Parasite Eve and him screaming move in Slater, so I thought that was fun. Overall, perhaps one of the greatest things I admire about the band is that they aren't overly concerned with what people think and, just in general how open-minded they are. I think these ideas are important when it comes to writing original music, especially with being ahead of the curve in an industry that is so largely stuck in the past. Just because an artist refuses to write the same album twice does not mean that they're selling out, but they could simply just be broadening their horizons. From here, I can't say that this is where the Bring the Horizon content ends, as I definitely have more remixes planned. That being said though, I don't want my channel to become simply a Bring the Horizon fan channel. As you may have noticed from my other videos, I really love electronic music and writing originals. My main goal is to unite fans of electronic and heavy music, and Bring the Horizon just happens to be a band that melds both of those genres together perfectly. I'm really excited to hear what Bring the Horizon has in store for the next release, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you all for watching.